Ka kynhun Myntri jong sorkar jela ni kesngi ha kejing ya kendu jongki kelasem ya karai bathung pura no ya ki arspa arpuingut kinos ki bakentop ro ya ki paramedic staff ki bampat long kinong trei bopura ki bala trei nadu snem hajar pra hadu hajar khadar kani karai ka dei hadien bak sorkar kala ya kren sani bat katanat ka koj ka khia bat kumjuru bat katto kani kinos nangta ka kynhun Myntri kala manjuru ya ka megalaya Pharmacist service role, but Kamekala mental health care rules, Kabandon Yaki Kandon, Yakito Kabaseng Yaki Chaka Sumar, Ha Kajala.
Meeting. We had 5 agendas were discussed and approved today in the cabinet. First agenda was regarding the bonded nurses from the period of 2008 to 2012 who were earlier appointed, and there are about 221 of them, and also there were the paramedic staff along with them, which again were bonded between the period of 2008 and 2012. And today in the cabinet we discussed in detail. As you remember, last time we had made the decision that all appointments are made post 2007, which were not in the procedures and were ad hoc in nature, will be then advertised, and recruitment will take place for that. So in that process, the bonded nurses also were included in that particular list. But after detailed discussion with the health department, and also based on different conversations with the bonded nurses and going through all the documentation, we have this on 12. We have decided to confirm those appointments that were made and recognize them, and so the recruitment for those posts will not be done. That when we took the decision in 2000 for the 2007 and before, it was based on a Supreme Court ruling. Now, just for the knowledge of everybody, ad hoc employees are employees who are appointed against sanctioned post, but the normal recruitment process was not followed, and they were simply appointed. That is the definition of ad hoc employees. Now, at that point in time, the decision in front of us was, what do we do with ad hoc employees post 2008? And hence, it's not just healthcare, but we were looking at all the departments put together. And therefore, at that point in time, for us to take a decision department-wise was very, very difficult, because there are many departments, many different categories, and many different procedures being followed by different individuals. And hence we took a blanket decision in order to ensure that there is no situation where there is any kind of discrepancy, or anybody comes up and says why them and why not us. And therefore we took a blanket decision, and we decided that post 2007 whoever were appointed on an ad hoc basis will be the recruitment process, or those posts will be advertised, because, as I said, because they're ad hoc, and again I'm repeating, ad hoc means sanctioned post, but appointments being made without recruitment process being followed. And hence we had to those, so technically those posts show as vacant posts right now if we were to search them. And therefore now we have to find a way to regularize that. When we then went deeper into the system, we realized that the bonded nurses, the selection process, even when they went for the education, the selection process was done. And based on that, a bond was signed. And based on that, appointments were given. So therefore, it's a very different category compared to simple appointment where an ad hoc appointment is done, where there is no process at all that's followed. And hence, when we saw that part of the bond being there, and the fact that there was a legal kind of a binding agreement that was put, and which was again abolished at 2013. So up to 2012, these bonds were there. And therefore, we took a conscious decision that since these were bonds, appointments were made, we will recognize those appointments and we will allow them to continue to work. So that's how it was. So there's the clarity which was required. So therefore, they were appointed. They were, at that point in time, a process was followed. But it was not the MPSC process, it was not the DSC process, it was not the healthcare or medical recruitment board process, but it was a process nonetheless, and they were appointed. So the question was whether the cabinet would recognize that process or not. So therefore we went through the details and said that yes, there was a process, there was a bond, there was a legal document, and there was an appointment that was made. And hence, looking at those factors, it was very different from a pure ad hoc appointment where no procedure is followed and simply against a sanctioned post appointments are done. So that differentiated these bonded nurses from a normal ad hoc appointment, and hence we decided to recognize that procedure that was followed and as I said, confirm the appointments that were made.
So, this